Hi, everyone. I'm Dave Ingram, product management for Oracle Content Management and Sales Accelerator. And I'm here to talk to you about Sales Accelerator, what is available today, and what's coming in the near future. Uh, briefs, perfect. Brief safe harbor statement. I'm going to talk about some future stuff, so you'll see plenty of these during the conference, but I'll be showing some stuff that's live and some stuff that's coming. Um, So sales enablement, what's it all about? So we hear over and over internally at Oracle and from our customers that we've been building this for, that they have sales content that's scattered all over the organization. They have content that has been created and isn't being used. They have content that they think might be used, but they have no way to understand how it's being used across the organization. And then as we get into the selling process, we have a lack of consistency about how selling and marketing interactions are happening. Um, Email attachments through to Zoom meetings, where not all the details are saved, through to all sorts of different systems. Uh, but what we set out to do with Sales Accelerator, with our sales enablement tools, is really to consolidate all of these things in one place. And that's what you're going to hear about today. Um, we're not alone in hearing about this. Organizations all around the world are trying to solve this sales enablement set of challenges. So, investment is happening more into this product in this area than lots of other places. So what have we built? We're going to get pretty much straight into some live demo, but at a super high level, Sales Accelerator is a sales enablement and sales content tool. It's a central place where you can put all your stuff, whether it's pitch deck or white papers or videos, training, resources, all of that, and then use it in a bunch of places. Looks a little bit like this, but at a high level, sales and marketing teams today in your organization probably have a bunch of different systems that they're using. And what we want to enable with this is take all of that content, import it into a single repository where then it can be used in a number of different ways. First of all, we want to make that content accessible in the moment. So where a sales rep is working, often inside of the CRM, we want to surface relevant content directly there. We also want to make it easy for them to go and search for content that they need for whatever deal they happen to be working, or training for new product lines, or bringing a new sales rep on board. They need to consume a lot of information quickly. So we have a portal available for that you'll see. And then we also want to make that content accessible to the end customer. And that's something that we have coming soon. We call that digital sales rooms, and you'll see that in just a moment. Another important thing to keep in mind is Sales Accelerator is a part of a broader ecosystem of tools, of course, that we have here at Oracle. So if you are an Oracle sales customer, this is going to fit right in with our overall strategy and what we're doing. And there'll be plenty of other sessions you can take a look at for that broader piece. But Sales Accelerator kind of fits in that space where you need to manage your content and you need to deliver that content across the organization and to customers and to partners and all of that. So that's really where that fits in, and it's going to interact with a lot of other things, and also on the marketing side. So there's really the sellers that are using this content, and then you have a lot of different contributors, both sales and marketing. So enough high-level summary. Let's get in, and I'll just show you what this does. All right, so this is Sales Accelerator. This is the repository where I can come in and find all of the different content that exists, across my whole organization, for being able to find, product-related content for a pitch, for follow-up after a pitch, through the whole sales process. I'm going to be able to find that here. And I can find it in a number of different ways, either using the search bar here up top, or I can navigate through all of the different content that's available. I can find featured, promoted content, and I also have my favorites and my saved searches here. But at a high level, it works about how you would expect. I can just come in here and search by keyword, and I'll find, for example, if I search Exadata, I'll find all of my assets, my products, my customer stories, my sales plays. An asset is basically just any kind of file, so PDF, a PowerPoint, a video. And if I want to open one of these guys up, I just click into here, and I'll see full page preview of the asset. I also see who owns this asset within my organization. So if I have questions, if I want to follow up for whatever reason, I can find that here. Some additional information about when was it created, when is it expiring, how is it tagged, and all of that. I can also see, very importantly, that this is marked as something that I'm allowed to share. We also have internal content, and we have content that's accessible to our partners, but not publicly. And you'll see some of that tagging throughout the system. But I can also take some actions. I can come over here and download or favorite or copy the link to this to be able to share it. And then I can use this in whatever way I'm shown as appropriate. If I close that down, I can get back to my search results. We can see all of the different types of things that are here. All of the rest of these things, products, customer stories, these are all really kind of microsites that have additional information about all of that. And I'll show one of those in just a moment. But it's important to note here, I can do a bunch of additional searching. So I can search by product, I can search by industry. If I filter down to just assets, I can look by asset type, I can look by language or format, or the visibility, how I'm allowed to use it, all of those things. So, if I were to come in and say, give me everything that is a customer presentation, for example, that filters it down. And then what I can do is I can come over and save this search as well. And this is a really powerful piece of functionality, because I can now give this a name, let's say Exadata customer presentations, and I can actually subscribe to any new content. So if I'm an Exadata salesperson in this case, I'm going to get an email weekly, daily, monthly, whatever criteria I set, letting me know that there's new materials that I can make use of. I can also ask for any updated content, so new or updated in this case. And I'll be able to stay up to date without having to remember to come back in here and check for the latest all the time. If I jump back to the home page, I can also see that I can navigate here. So we can drill through the product hierarchy and be able to look at a summary of all of the different products and product groups. I can drill in, we can look at autonomous database, for example, and take a look here. And when I drill in to say learn more, I get this full page that's all been curated by in this case, product marketing group that's created this page. So I get descriptions, I get related pages, featured customer stories, all of the different assets that I can use in the sales process. So you see a whole bunch of detail there. And is it public? Is it internal only? Is it for partners? What type of content is it? I can take all of these actions on it. All of that's available to me. I can filter it further. I can see my featured content. There's a lot of capability inside of these pages to basically tell a complete story about, again, whatever the case may be. So in this case, it's specifically about a product, but it might be an industry go-to-market approach. It might be a particular sales motion that we're describing. It might be a regional sales team and the set of curated content that's needed there. So we have groups, inside of Oracle and at our customers who are using these in a bunch of creative ways to basically tell whatever story they need and to curate a set of content as needed. You also see I can jump to my favorites over here, and we'll take a look at the Sales Accelerator page for a little bit of inception. This is the page about Sales Accelerator, the product. And I pull this one up because we've kind of extended this page, and you can do this on any one of the pages where there's a set of assets here. There's your featured assets, but you can also, obviously pull up any one of the assets from here. We can jump to that. That's a URL asset, but I can come down here and we can have text and imagery and these different types of tabbed sections. We support like a tables layout that can come down here. We can have links to the sales team or product management team, additional links and resources, really whatever you want to have in here. You can tell that full story. And I also opened this page up in particular because you see I'm one of the owners. And so if I want to edit this page, we make that really easy inside of this product. So I just come over to my menu and I toggle into the contributor view, and I get some bonus functionality here. So I can now see some version information. So we track all the versions as we're publishing new ones. I can see that it's published. But if I want to edit this page, I just come over here and I can click on to edit. And this is going to pull up for me directly in line the ability for me to come in and change anything about this page. And the reason I can do that is because I've been set as an owner. And so what this has allowed us to do is across the organization, we've democratized the ability for all of our product marketing and our different sales teams to have access to just editing the assets and the pages that are needed without having to give them broad access to edit everything across the whole system. And so if I want to add assets, I want to create new asset sections, I want to build out those page sections that you saw down at the bottom, I want to change ownership, I want to change the copy, all of that's done just right here in this form. So it makes it all very straightforward for me to work through all of this. There are times where we need to be able to do things like big bulk changes of content or be able to use content in a variety of different places. So maybe some of this I want to be able to publish out to different types of systems. Something to just briefly touch on is that all of Sales Accelerator is built on top of Oracle Content Management, which is a very robust, full-featured content management system with multi-channel publishing, full version management and workflows, and the ability to move things around from different instances and have repositories. And we use this system for running significant parts of Oracle.com. We use it for running our internal intranets. We use it for managing our marketing assets. The list kind of goes on and on of use cases for this particular product. We have other sessions about that, but it's important to note because as you're looking at consolidating all of your content into this one system, it's important to know that you're not locking it into some bespoke system that really is only about this particular thing, but actually we can do a lot of different things with this content, with our tagging, with all of that. Use it in a pretty wide variety of different ways. That is, in a nutshell, how you find content, how you look at content, how you manage pages. The other big set of functionality here that's really important to our teams, to our customers, is the understanding of how this content is getting used. And if we just pulled this up already here, I've got a bunch of analytics available to me to see how is the system being used over time. But more importantly, I can really drill in to things like, which types of content are being used the most over time, and even which specific assets, which types of assets, which pages are being viewed the most. And I can take that even further, drilling into a specific page. And this is the one I pulled up already, which is my HCM page, human capital management. And I can see internally, how's it being used? How's it being viewed? What are my top assets on the page? Which ones are being downloaded? I can get a really good set of insights to help me understand, either as an individual owner of a particular set of pages and assets, how they're being used, or at a more macro level, somebody who's managing the system, I can understand which ways all of the different content is being used. And there's a number of reports that are available here, but if you want to take this even further, we have a broad set of reports that you can export from here, load up into your favorite BI tool, and get really into the weeds to see, what your teams are searching for, what they're favoriting, which parts of the application are being used, and all of that good stuff. So, there's always more detail we could go into, but as a high level overview, that's really how we use it today here at Oracle. The types of content that can go in there. It's worth noting, of course, this all looks very much like Oracle. This is very configurable as well, so you can change the look and feel of the application so that it's branded towards your organization. You can change the types of content that are being stored in here. If you're not looking at products, you're looking more at solution sets or something like that. If you're not talking about sales plays, you're talking about, capabilities that you have, different things that you might be saying or talking about. You can reorganize this, you can restructure it to your needs. Okay, so that's what's available today. Just somewhat briefly, we've got some exciting things coming in the near future. So what I can do today in the system is I can share my content internally. I can share all of these links internally. I can make this available to partners. There's a special partner login you can set up that has a restricted set of content. But a lot of this content we actually want to share directly to customers. And we have some capabilities coming that we call digital sales rooms. I'm switching to a mock-up view here, but you'll see here that I have my digital sales rooms that shows up now in the UI, and I'll be able to click into those and be able to see my previews and edit these. And I'm going to go to the view of an actual digital sales room now and talk you through the capabilities coming here. So these are microsites, and these are become accessible to the customer. So you'll see here, welcome Supremo Financials. That's a fictitious company, but it's a welcome message crafted directly for this company. And in this case, we're looking at it from an Oracle perspective. So Oracle is selling to Supremo, and the first thing that we want to do is make this more personal. So we put some friendly faces on here that are the sales team that you're going to be working with: so account executive, sales engineer, executive sponsors who are involved. Really, anybody that you're going to be meeting on a Zoom call. You want to put some information there, make that readily accessible. And as we continue through here, there's going to be a bunch of sections on this page that allow us to do things like summarize what we've heard so far and, really what we see this deal being about. And then we're going to have the ability to share documents, and that's bidirectionally. So really what we're trying to do here is make it a lot easier to collaborate throughout the course of a deal, have one central spot to be able to put our presentations that we've shown, meeting recaps, videos, Zoom recordings, or whatever the case may be there, and then proposals and things like that. Have all of that available right here. And additional content, of course, we want to have in here as well. So customer stories that you can go and read more about, quotes, upcoming events. So, the ability to schedule and, request meetings and schedule meetings and jump directly into Zoom calls or Teams calls, or GoToMeeting, whatever you have, be able to jump into those. And then additional content. And this is where it really ties back into that content repository. We want to be able to share the approved content out to one of these digital sales rooms and have our customers, your customers, be able to view this content, but not only just kind of quickly take a look at it and we don't know what happened, but we'll actually be able to track which content is being consumed. And I'll show that in just a moment. But the idea here is, basically we're able to tell a story to our customer in this digital sales room and have this one consolidated place where they can come. And the great thing here is now I'm able to come up here and let's say this has already been shared with me. I can now invite either as a sales rep, I can invite my customer to come see this, but actually customers will be able to do this as well, where they can come in and invite their colleagues to come and join in this system as well. So here I'm going to send out this invite to Ben, who's already in the system, so I can just in a couple clicks add him, but obviously I can type in an email address as well. And now Ben's got that invitation. He'll be able to come in here and see the same site. He'll be able to upload documents. He'll be able to view past meeting recordings to get caught up and get involved with the rest of the deal. As the sales rep or solutions engineer or whoever, I'm also able to come in here to my menu and I can now view on the back end what's happening in this site. So here you'll see a list of recent activity. You'll see some summaries, some analytics of how often is this being viewed, how many people have viewed it, how many times has it been shared. Really critical information that's going to help me understand how engaged this customer is in the content that I'm sharing with them. Are they sharing this more broadly, or is there really just one person taking a look at all of this? It's really going to help me to gauge, along with, of course, all the other tools that I have available to me, whether this deal is moving forward or not. This is also where I can see all of the assets that have been shared through this digital sales room and take action on those. This is where I can add additional editors to this site as well, drill in, view more metrics. It's a pretty wide variety of things that I can do here. And then, of course, if I want to edit this digital sales room, then we can click in and edit. And again, a very simple, straightforward experience available to us here. I can just see all of these different page sections. I can come in and say, I want to edit the sales team that's here. That gives me a very simple sidebar where I can come in and reorder and edit and change the title, change the description. Here we'll add a contact and we'll just add some additional information here. I can either pick from the sales team or I can add somebody who's not technically a contributor to the system. The advantage of that is, if I have an executive sponsor or somebody who's not going to be in here editing and uploading files, but I want to put them on the page anyway, I can do that right here. And then you see that information pop up here on the page. And it's going to work the same for any of these modules. If I want to edit that, I just go into edit and click and take that action. Okay, so that's a digital sales room coming soon. That's a pretty exciting set of functionality that we're looking forward to releasing and looking forward to using internally as well. So just to wrap up here, we've seen a number of challenges: scattered content, content not being used, not understanding how it's being used, and a scattered buying experience. Here we see that we've been able to wrap it all up into a central repository where we can put all content. Everybody across the organization can own their little pieces of content, so you don't have to have all of the stuff sprawling across the organization. We're able to take that content and deliver it in specific contexts. so we can actually ingest this content directly into the CRM, for example, on an opportunity. That's another set of functionality that's coming soon, or we can deliver it directly into the sales room where a customer can even view that directly. Um, we're tracking all of the interactions so that sales rep can understand how the deal's moving forward, but also the content contributors, whether that's marketing or sales operations or whoever that may be, can understand which types of content are getting the most activity, and we're able to move forward with all of that. And then all of that gets wrapped up in this buyer experience in the near future in these digital sales rooms. If you're interested, if you have any questions, reach out to us, to myself, to your Oracle sales team to find out more. I'm happy to share more, to go into more depth on whatever it is that you'd like to dive into more. And you'll be able to learn more about everything you've seen here at oracle.com/content management. You'll find some information about Sales Accelerator there, as well as the broader content management platform that we have available. And yeah, thanks for taking the time, and hope to talk to you soon.